Smish Radio here with Alex Volkanovski. He used to be the Hulk, now it's Alexander the Great. What's going on? Last second name change.
Yeah, exactly. Last second. It's been on my mind for a while, but Hulk doesn't really work. I'm a midget. I'm 5'5". I'm originally a featherweight. I'm fighting lightweight, but I'm not this big front rower, rugby league player, or this 85 kilogram MMA fighter anymore. So it just doesn't work. And obviously my heritage has been Macedonian and Greek. Played a big part. It's been on my mind for a while, and I've got a lot of support coming from the Macedonians and the Greeks. And yeah, it's just something that I can give back to them as well. It's just something that I'm proud. I'm actually really happy it ended up well. I was worried a few people would be a bit unhappy with it, but they weren't. Everyone was really cool, and everyone thought it was a great move. So I'm glad. I got good feedback.
Talk to us about this moment. Here you are, the UFC Media Day. You've been wanting this for so long. Talk to us about the journey to the UFC, and there've been a few bumps along the road.
Yeah, there has. It's a long time coming, but I enjoy it. I'm suited up. I don't usually suit up. Like I was telling the guys before, I'd be walking around with my footy shorts and my thongs, but as flip-flops as them.
Should have done that today, make it really Aussie.
No, I could have done that, but I thought, why not? I got paid all this money for this suit, so why not wear it? But it's been a long time coming, but it's all happened for a reason. That's how I look at it. And come Sunday, I'm going to show everyone why I should have been in here a long time ago.
A fun fact about you, Alex, is when you first started training, people don't realize you mentioned before 100 kilograms. Now you're here in the lightweight division, but really people know you as a featherweight around the world. Explain the decision of fighting lightweight. Is this a one-off appearance at lightweight and then you're going back down to featherweight, or did you decide to go up to lightweight? How did this all come together at lightweight?
I originally got in the UFC. I got the contract through there being an injury, and there's just no room in featherweight at the moment, and I'm going to take what I can get. I've waited long enough, so whatever they gave me I was going to take, and there was a lightweight fight. But once I set a statement on Sunday, which again I'm always looking to set a statement, I might have a little bit of pull, and then we'll see where we go from there. I'm even looking at that bantamweight maybe eventually, but I'll worry about this fight first.
Talk to us about the preparation for this fight. You mentioned it was sort of a dream come true being on this card, and obviously you were hoping to be on the Manila card. That didn't pan out, and this is probably the best case scenario being here in Victoria. But any extra added pressure going into this fight, knowing this will be your first impression sort of for the rest of the world? Because in this part of the world, a lot of people have known you as number one for a really long time, but on the other side of the world, this will be the first impression they see of you.
Yeah, exactly. I wasn't too disappointed about the Melbourne. I was more disappointed for my cornermen that come over and train with me. I had training partners come from England to help me out for that. I was more disappointed for them. I was always hopeful that after I found out, I thought I'm going to make this Melbourne card. I was pretty confident. And I was hoping anyway. And it come a few days later, I got that call, and mate, it was blessing in disguise. It's no better way to put it. Blessing in disguise. And yeah, exactly. It's been a while, and as you were saying, a lot of people have been saying, you should have been there a long time ago. I was pound for pound for many years and in a few different divisions, and now I get to show the world why everyone's been backing me for so long.
Hometown crowd, what do you think that moment's going to be like? You've been on big shows before, but a lot of people talk about, you octagon jitters and things like that. Have you sort of done anything to sort of mentally overcome that? And what do you think that moment's going to be like when your music hits, you walk out, you've got the Greek community, the Macedonian community, and all your hometown crowd?
I'm actually really good with that sort of thing. Look, obviously UFC is going to be that higher level and it's going to be that bigger crowd, but I have fought in big crowds, not to that extreme. But I'm not really worried about that. I usually just focus on what's in front of me. Every second goes by, I'm just thinking in my own head. I don't really notice the things around me. I'm sure I'm going to hear a crowd. I'm expecting a big crowd. I've got hundreds of people flying down, and from fighting, and that's people that have actually told me. So these are there's so many people that haven't told me that are coming down as well. And from fighting in Melbourne a few times, I've got a good support base here. Now that I've changed Alexander the Great, you probably scored a few more last-minute Macedonians here in Melbourne. The Europeans are big down here, so you might have got a few latecomers in buying them tickets.
Talked about your opponent Kasuya. I mean, in his last fight, he was rocked before winning it. A lot of people saying that they expect to see an Alex knockout in this one. How are you approaching this fight? And you mentioned you want to put on a good show. You're good everywhere. You've shown abilities, submissions, wrestling, and striking. But you're afraid not to overcommit to this idea of knocking him out and possibly making a mistake in that octagon on Sunday?
Yeah, look. When I say I'm going to set a statement, I'm going to obviously be smart about it. But my style is pretty aggressive, so I'm going to be smart, but I'm going to do what I always do. He's dangerous in the scramble and obviously with submissions, and he's got a hard left kick. But I mean, anything can happen on fight day. You know what I mean? He's probably game planned something, and he's going to come out totally different. So I've been training with as many different styles as I can because he can come out and do whatever he wants. But I still expect the same result. I know when he gets hit, he's tough. He comes back a little bit, but I believe I hit really hard. Even as a featherweight coming in the lightweight, I still think I can finish all the lightweights. So that's what I'll be looking for, that KO, and I'm confident in my abilities. But if it goes to submission, I know I'm more than comfortable down there as well.
This is your first step into the UFC and into that division. Are you sort of looking at this and planning on terrorizing, one of those divisions? You spoke about bantamweight, featherweight, lightweight. Are you sort of looking at terrorizing one of those divisions and sort of going all the way for the belt?
Well, obviously featherweight is my division. I haven't went to bantam yet, and I've got to worry about this lightweight. And you never know, what if there's no room in the featherweights for a while? So I'm going to just worry about lightweight at the moment. I'll do that, and then. But yeah, I think if I'm going to be taking that title, it's going to be in featherweight. So I'm looking forward to doing that. But come Sunday, I'll be worrying about him, and I'm going to take him out. Try and take him out early as well.
Well, you've spent so long trying to get into the UFC. You've been through all these hurdles. How soon will you be trying to get back in the octagon if things go your way on Sunday? Will it be a quick turnaround?
Yeah, that's this is for my family as well. I'm not just doing this just for fun. I'm doing this financially as well. So a quick turnaround would be unreal because I usually stay pretty busy. The last year I didn't because I wanted to be smart about it, because every time I go in the octagon it was a risk. If I lose, that's 4 steps back to the UFC. So I was always I didn't want to take too many fights, but now I'll take one every couple of months. I'd be more than happy to do, but obviously it's up to them. But I always stay fight ready, so I'll be ready if there's injuries. I'll be happy to take them as well. Maybe that's my way into the featherweight division. Someone gets injured, I'm like, hands up, let's go.
And you got the same champion in both divisions, but that's a little bit down the road. Let's talk about the commitment that your family made to your career. You've spoken about in interviews the investment that they've put in, how they've believed in you, how much you've been through to get here. I mean, you haven't won a fight yet, but just sitting here on the stage, talking to the media, being an official UFC fighter, do you feel like that's paid off at least a little bit, all that hard work, just sitting up here and being labelled a UFC fighter and making it this far?
Yeah, 100%. I wouldn't say we've put like sort of life on hold till I made this dream come a reality. And so we were living with my mum for 3 years actually, because I was renting out my house. So she was so supportive, my wife. And I've got a family now, and then now I can, we were living for a year, we're living with my mum, and so it was difficult. Like obviously they're so supportive, my parents, but you don't want to do that to them, and that's why I was like, I was always confident in my ability. I always knew I was going to make it, but I just wanted it to hurry up because I needed it financially for the family. But to be here now, it's unreal. You know what I mean? I feel like I gave something back. Obviously I'm not making millions of dollars yet or anything like that, but it's the goal we wanted to reach. We reached it together, and she's been so supportive the whole time. And now I can look at my family and my daughter, and and I can look at them and I know that I've done them proud, and I'm going to make them even more proud once I keep these wins rolling.
Great. Well, a big moment for Alex on Sunday. Thank you so much for your time and best of luck in your debut fight in the UFC in the lightweight division.
Yeah, knockout. I'm going for the knockout.